Alrighty, so oh my gosh, yeah, you can hear it already, right? There's a reason why I didn't live stream yesterday, is because I've subsequently lost my voice almost completely. But I'm here, dude. It's been tough. I have been really sick, and it sucks because this is the wrong week to get sick, but it is what it is. I'm here to help to the best of my ability. We don't have rankings behind me just yet, but I will have those made in just a moment. Running a little bit behind because I have not felt to my 100% self, and because of that, I'm in a position to where I'm like trying to catch up on everything. But I would say physically, I'm not 100%, but mentally, I'm still there. I've done all the research. I've done everything I need to do this week to get prepared to set lineups and get everything in the right direction. For those of you who are joining us, for those of you who have already sent in questions, click the like button, all that kind of jazz. I greatly appreciate it first and foremost. As of right now, I'm probably just going to go ahead and set up all the rankings so we can throw it up on screen behind me so that there's no questions as to where we're going, what direction. Luckily today there's only 2 games, and I would say that both the games today are probably in a position to where we already know who to start. Like the game that's coming in an hour, if you have Mixon, if you have T. Higgins, I guess Jake Browning technically. Those are like the 3 best plays on that team. On the Pittsburgh Steelers side, it's like Jalen Warren and then like a desperate Deontay Johnson play, depending on if you have like a 3 wide receiver league or if you're playing in like a double flex or something of that extent. I think that's the only reason you would ever play anybody in that game or on that team. God, I hate hearing my own voice. It is so bad. I am cooked right now, to say the very least. But welcome. Let me go ahead. I almost have these rankings done, ready to go here. Let's go ahead and copy paste these. I'll also have kicker and defensive rankings ready in just a moment. So let's go ahead and let's get this on the road here. So let's take these guys, put them here. Oh man, what an interesting last couple days. At the end of Thursday's video, in which I was talking about quarterbacks and tight ends, I already knew my voice was gone or was going. And then yesterday it was just like completely cooked. I didn't talk at all yesterday, just so that I can conserve it for either today or tomorrow's streams. And then today's stream, I was just, oh geez, what am I doing? I need to grab. How many tight ends do I need? 16. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's better. How about to say? I was like, there's no way I need 12. All right. Oh my god, I can't even like swallow my own spit. This is actually ridiculous. And obviously talking doesn't make it any easier in this circumstance. Let me just get top 12 top 12 kickers and defenses. Goodness gracious. I'm in shambles. This is as bad as Andrew will ever get. Save as copy, Photoshop, boom. I know that there's a lot of messages that were sent in super chat already, so I appreciate those. I'm going to get to them in just a moment. I just want to get the rankings behind me ready to go, just so if anybody has any like preliminary questions that can be answered by just looking at those, we can get those done, and I don't really have to address it, because the less I can talk, the better. You know what I mean? Like, of all days, this is the day. If you're going to send in a question, let's make it short and sweet. Let's not kill Andrew's voice, because we're still going to have to, live stream tomorrow. Okay, I think we're good to go here. Quarterback's done. Okay, fine. Save. Alrighty. I have it all ready to go. Should be done. Okay. I appreciate the patience. Let me go ahead and let me just adjust these graphics that are on screen. Goodness gracious, my body is just fighting against me. Okay, I think my microphone is trying to kill me. Everything's trying to kill me at this point. All right, let's go here real quick. Let's take this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. Here it is. Ranking is on screen. Top 36 running backs, wide receivers, top 16 quarterbacks and tight ends. I'm going to start answering questions right away. I'm probably not going to read all questions completely out. I'll just read it to myself because honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to sustain everything. Let me take care of a couple things here really quickly, and then we're good to go. That's not what I wanted to do. And there we go. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. We had a question from Kiwi Sports Mage. Kiwi, thank you. Kiwi says half PPR. Hot start with Puka, Browning or Flacco. Currently on screen, I have Flacco ahead of Browning because Browning has no Jamar Chase. As for your follow-up question, Browns or Bills defense, if we can get the stream to 200 likes, I'll be more than happy to share the rankings for kicker and defenses for everyone. But in regards to your question, Browns or Bills defense? Yeah, it's the Bills. Bills are my number one defense of the week. And then who do I flex between Ezekiel Elliott, Deontay Johnson, Zay Flowers, and Jerome Ford? In a half PPR, I'd probably just play Zeke there. Thank you. All right, Michael Biscay sends in a question. Says full PPR, Devontae Adams, T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, pick 2. Yeah, if I'm picking 2 of 4, I'll play Ayuk and Adams. Thank you. Brian Luna sends in a question. Says no Keenan Allen. Start 1. Wicks, Quentin Johnson, JSN, or Thielen. I would play Wicks, assuming Jaden Reed is out. If Jaden Reed is not out, I would just pivot to playing JSN there. Thank you. JK sends in a question. Says full PPR. Start 2. Wide receiver, 1 flex. Hill, Devontae Smith, Flowers, London, Noah Brown, Pickens, Gus, Najee Harris. And then you said, let's say Hill or Smith don't play. Who do I swap in? Okay, so under the assumption that they do play, you'd play Hill, Smith, and Flowers. Under the assumption that they don't play, you would play Flowers, London, and in a full PPR, I'd probably still play Noah Brown there. That's the way. Yeah, I don't want to play. Yeah, I don't know how much I can trust those running backs or pick. Yeah, I can't trust Pickens ever. The guy can't even block anybody. So for right now, JK, under the assumption that Hill and Devontae Smith do not go for you, which obviously you would want to play if they can play, you would play Flowers, London, and Noah Brown. Thank you. The Ocho sends in a question. Says half PPR, need 2, Chandler, Achane, Zeke, or Rice. Rice for sure is number 1. As for, let's see here, where are we at with the rest of the gang? What is it? Chandler, Achane, Zeke, Rice. I have it as Chandler ranked highest of all those running backs. So Ocho, I would suggest playing Chandler and Rice. Thank you. Okay, Old J Running sends in a question. Says happy holidays. Thank you. Happy holidays to all of you. Appreciate it. Let's see here. It says full PPR pick 3. Mostert, Pacheco, Brees Hall, Aaron Jones, or Chandler. Mostert, Pacheco, Brees Hall. Those are the 3 that I would play in a full PPR. Those are the 3 that I have ranked the highest as right now. Thank you, Old J. Appreciate it. Juan sent in a question, but there wasn't. There it is. I found it. Thank you, Juan. Juan Telez says, I need 2 running backs and 1 flex. Mixon, Pacheco, Mostert, Zeke, Montgomery, Chandler. 2 running backs, 1 flex. Pacheco, Mostert, and Mixon. Those are the 3. Thank you. Jared C says, made the playoffs with both fantasy teams. Thanks for the help. PPR, pick 1, Ford, Montgomery, Bijan, or Singletary. Okay, so if I'm picking one of those four options in a full PPR, it's pretty. I'm pretty sure I'm going Bijan. Yeah, I'd go Bijan in a full PPR there. As for your second question, Gibbs or Hall, I'd rather play Gibbs over Hall. Thank you. And then your final question, Addison or Noah Brown, I'll take Addison. Man, I am in a lot of pain right now. I'm just gonna slow roll it, guys. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. I do see that we went ahead and we surpassed the like number, so there's kicker and defense rankings. Appreciate it. Thank you. Much love. All right. So yeah, Jared, for sure I'd take Bijan there as the running back in that first one. Gibbs as the second one. Addison as the third one. Thank you. Chaos Lord 916 says full PPR. Okay. Need one running back. Connor or Warren. Between the two of them, I have Connor ranked higher. Actually, yeah, let me think about this. Even in a full PPR. Yeah, I have Connor ranked higher. Follow up, need a flex. One you did not pick between Connor and Warren, likely Gabe Davis, Pop Douglas, Dontavion Wicks. I'd play Connor and then I'd play likely there. Those are the two that I would suggest this week. Thank you, Chaos Lord. Happy holidays. Appreciate it. Die 92 says, should I start Eckler tonight? I have Ty Chandler and Devin Singletary. No, I'd play them both over Eckler today or this weekend. Excuse me. That's what I would suggest. I would not play him in comparison to the alternative options that you have available. Thank you, Die 92. Appreciate it. Michael H sends in a question. Say, hey Andrew, full PPR with a 1.5 point tight end premium. Schultz or Freiermuth? Both with backup quarterbacks. Thanks. Yeah, I'd probably just play Freiermuth there. The last time they took on the Cincinnati Bengals was the first time that they had over 400 yards as an offense in like the last couple years. The Pittsburgh Steelers. So I would, and obviously a lot of that had to do with the fact that Freiermuth had 120, receiving yards. So I would assume that they go back to that well, considering it was one of their, fine points within that game. So I'll take Fryer there. Thank you. Hank Hennig sends in a question. Says full PPR. Lockett, Flowers, Deontay, Boyd. Pick three. Yeah, if I'm picking three of those four, it's Lockett, Flowers, and Deontay. Thank you, Hank. Appreciate it. Trojan 3659 says half PPR start two. Running backs Gibbs, Henry, Bijan, Javonte, Chandler. Between those, I'd probably just play Gibbs and Henry. Yeah, but Trojan, as of right now, between those group of running backs, yeah, it's Gibbs and Henry first and foremost. And then between those wide receivers, I'd play Godwin and then Devontae Smith if he's healthy. If Devontae Smith does not play this weekend, I'd play Godwin alongside of. I'd want to play Higgins next, but I don't. But then you'd have to play him in 42 minutes. So I'd probably just wait. I'd say let's see if we can wait and see if Devontae Smith plays. You play Smith with Godwin. Otherwise, you can pivot to Godwin and Ridley. And then for your flex, you should play Bijan. Thank you, Trojan. Matt sends in a question, says full PPR. Start three. Aaron Jones, Mike Evans, Eckler, Pittman, Gibson. Okay, so between that first question, Matt, Evans has to play, Pittman has to play, Aaron Jones has to play. Thank you. Second question, Nico, Godwin, Chuba Hubbard, Gibson. If I'm starting two of those four, it's Godwin and Chuba. Final question, Curtis Samuel or Jahan Dotson or Josh Palmer. I'll take Curtis Samuel there. Thank you. So again, just to recap it, Matt. Evans, Jones, Pittman, first question. Godwin, Chuba, second question. Curtis Samuel, third question. Appreciate it. The Gloria fam sends in a question. Says PPR pick one running back, one flex. Higgins, Mixon, JSN, Pollard. I play both running backs. I play Pollard and Mixon there. Colin Smith says half PPR. Freiermuth, Everett, or Hudson. I play Fryer there. Thank you. We changed my rankings back to quarterback and tight end. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ooh. AM sends in a question. Says Pacheco, Brees Hall, Nico Collins, Chris Godwin, pick 2 in a full PPR. Between those 4, I'd play Pacheco and Chris Godwin. Thank you, AM. Danny D says full PPR, Kincaid or Goddard, Bears or Broncos. Kincaid or Goddard. Okay, I prefer Goddard over Kincaid. As for Bears, is it Bears? You said? Yeah, Bears or Broncos. Bears are my number 4, and Broncos, where the heck do I have them? I don't even have them on my defensive rankings right now, do I? No, I do. They're my number 3. So I play the Broncos defense this weekend. Thank you. All right, let's hear. Corey Olson sends in a question. It says Bijan or play it safe with Montgomery. It depends on the scoring format. Like, I have Montgomery ranked higher at a half PPR standard. I have Bijan ranked higher at a full PPR because just in case there's, we get into a negative game script where they dump it off to him because Taylor Heineke's a better quarterback and there's less turnovers, we might be in a better situation there. So as of right now, yeah, I'm okay playing it safe with Montgomery. Corey, I don't have a problem with that. Thank you. I see a lot of you in the chat saying feel better soon. I'm trying. Trust me. I'm literally, there's so many meds running through my system right now. You guys don't even understand. Like, I'm trying. I appreciate it though. Much love. Thank you. Okay. Let's see here. Tommy D sends in a question. Tommy says, Happy Christmas, Andrew. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Tommy. Appreciate it. Need 1 running back and 1 flex in a standard scoring format. Walker, Chandler, Metcalf, Ridley, Addison. This is for a standard scoring format? Okay, so for a standard, I'd probably just... Walker did end up practicing at a limited capacity yesterday, so I'm not too worried about that. I think he'll be okay against Tennessee. So I'd probably go Walker, and then assuming... Because we're not 100% certain if Geno Smith is going to play again, which is really ridiculous. Like, the fact that this one injury could potentially knock him out for 3 weeks... is not even out of the realm of possibility. So for right now, Tommy, I would say let's approach with the idea that we want to play Walker with Metcalf. But if in fact Metcalf has Drew Lock as his quarterback tomorrow, we would play Walker with Chandler. Thank you, Tommy. Appreciate it. Lil Boy Blue sends in a question. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. It says, hey Andrew, hope you feel better. Would you consider Joshua Palmer over Pollard in the flex? No, I wouldn't. Not against Buffalo, especially. Other running backs are Bijan and Jonathan Taylor. Also, would you consider Flack? Look, here's the biggest issue with Pollard this weekend, right? I think Tyron Smith, their left tackle, is already doubtful, and then on top of that, Zach Martin, their right guard, was limited at practice and potentially questionable to play. So if 2 of the starting 5 offensive linemen are down, like that hurts everyone across the offense, especially Dak. So I can understand the questioning as to why you might want to, be careful with Pollard this weekend. But in comparison to someone like Josh Palmer, of all players, that's the breaking point. Like, Pollard literally scored a touchdown on broken coverage last week. Like, I'd rather just play it safe for now, and just and roll out my stud of Pollard out there. As for your follow up, also, would you consider Flacco over Kyler if my opponent is starting Njoku? Flacco. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I've said this in the past, and I'll continue to harp on this idea. Like, playing a quarterback just to nullify somebody else's tight end doesn't really make sense in my mind. I'd rather just play the better quarterback. And I do believe that Kyler has the higher scoring potential this weekend. Now, they are like very similar in terms of tier. So if you want to play Flacco because you trust them more, or the weather in Chicago is going to be a disaster tomorrow morning, which we'll talk about tomorrow morning when we get there. If it's a problem, then we can pivot. But otherwise, for right now, I'd leave it at Kyler. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Max sends in a question. Says, start 1 in the flex. Deontay Johnson, Ford, or Spears? Yeah, I'll take Deontay Johnson comfortably, actually. Look, Deontay Johnson is the number 1 wide receiver of this offense. It's not even close. He scored a touchdown in each of the last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks maybe, and no one's even batting an eye. It's pretty crazy. So for right now, Um, yeah, Deontay Johnson is better play than Ford because Ford has to go up against a pretty good run stop defense in Houston, and then Spears is always subject to whether or not Derrick Henry's active or rolling. So for right now, yeah, Deontay Johnson's the best play there. Mac, thank you. Chase McGraw sends in a question. Says, "Merry Christmas, Andrew. Start Higgins or Devontae Smith?" I don't know if Devontae Smith is even going to play tomorrow. Let me look at the practice report once again. All right, let's see here. If I go to this, because when I was looking at it last night, um, Devontae Smith did not practice Thursday or Friday, which is really concerning. Which, yeah, at this point, whenever you don't practice on a Thursday and a Friday, I would say that you're more likely in line to not even play at all. So for right now, between those two options, Chase McGraw, I'd rather just play T. Higgins and just at least have somebody out there. And then your follow up was kind of worried about Smith's injury and pick three between Saquon, Jacobs, Bijan, and Chandler. If I'm picking three between those guys, I'll play Jacobs, Bijan, and Chandler. Jacobs is still questionable, but he did have a limited practice yesterday. They don't play till Monday, so he'll be fine, and he'll probably end up getting another limited practice today, and then ending up playing on Monday. So yeah, I'll take Jacobs, Bijan, and Chandler, and I'll just probably play T. Higgins today over Devontae Smith and not have to worry about it. Thank you, Chase. Okay, let's see here. Oh man, I don't know if you guys can even hear me. I'm trying to elevate this voice, and it's. I mean, let me tell you, I'm using every last. Whew, man, this thing hurts. This is a rough shot right now. I'm trying my best, guys. I'm trying my best. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? Uh, we had a question that came in from J Hots. J Hot, or could it be J Hots or is it Thoughts? Either way. J Hots says Deontay Johnson or Monty in the flex. I'd rather play David Montgomery. Thank you. Muhammad Slim. Thank you, Muhammad. Appreciate it. Says PPR flex. CEH, Deontay Johnson, Nico Collins, or Chris Rodriguez. CEH is not going to get much work. Chris Rodriguez is not going to get much work. Between Nico Collins and Deontay Johnson, I'd rather play Deontay. Thank you, Muhammad. J Hots with a follow up question says Wicks, Palmer, or Boyd. I'd rather play Wicks out of the three. Appreciate it. Ignacio Reyes says pick three running backs: Aaron Jones, Ezekiel Elliott, Barkley, James Conner, Devon Achane, David Montgomery. Between those running backs you have available, I'd probably go with like Montgomery, Achane, Elliott. As for your second question, Eckler or Chandler, I'd rather have Chandler. And then picking two defenses: Miami, Bears, Titans, and Texans. Let's see who I have ranked highest on screen. So Miami. Okay, so for right now, I have it set as the Bears and probably the Texans would be the two plays. Yeah, those would be the two plays. I'd only ever consider the Titans if Drew Lock's going to start, but I don't know that until tomorrow. Okay. Question from Fend T Farmer 1167 says, "Hope you feel well soon, pal. Should I start Swift or Jalen Warren? Swift. Thank you. I have Pollard and at my flex and Mostert as my RB1. Yeah, you're good to go. Play Swift. Thank you." Jared Helmer says, "Need 2.5 PPR. Ayuk, Devontae Smith, Godwin. Just play Godwin and Ayuk. Thank you." David R. David spelled DA and then capital VID. David R3 says, pick one for the flex: Njoku, Ayuk, or Waddle. Njoku, Ayuk, Waddle. That's a really good question. I'm fairly certain I have Ayuk ranked higher than the bunch. Let me see where I have it flex ranked as of a half PPR right now. So I have Ayuk there. I have Waddle. Where is he? There, and I have Njoku there. Yeah, they're close, but I will say Ayuk does have a pretty commanding lead on the two. Thank you. All right, let's see here. We had a question that came in from Angel, who says, "Is your ranking of Chandler low due to Madison? If Madison doesn't play, does no the ranking of Chandler being where it currently is at 20 is purely under the influence of the fact that the run stop defense of the Detroit Lions is actually really good, and it has been good all season long, and they'll probably continue to be great in that circumstance. So that's the main priority there. I mean, Chandler played well last week, but he was also playing against Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is not good at stopping the run in any circumstance. So I wouldn't put that as like that's the high water mark. He's gonna always be able to do that to teams. No. All right, let's see here. Even yeah, and we already heard from earlier this week. The head coach of the Vikings did end up saying like, even with Alexander Madison coming back, like Alexander Madison is not going to get very many touches. Our number one RB now is Ty Chandler. That's pretty much what he said in his press conference. So I'm not too worried about him. As in the influence of the influence of Alexander Madison's overall presence. Okay, let's see here. Michael Barton sends in a question. It says PPR pick one, flex and RB2. Javonte Williams, Amari Cooper, Deontay Foreman, Gibson. Javonte Williams, Amari Cooper, Deontay Foreman. Yeah, I'll play Javonte Williams and Amari Cooper there. Those are the two best plays. And then also pick a kicker. Myers, Gay, Lutz, Fairbairn, or Hopkins. Yeah, I'd rather just play Matt Gay out of the group. Thank you. Garrett Cross says in a question. It says Bengals, Commanders, or Colts defense. I'm fairly certain I have the Bengals as my number 5 and the Colts as my number 7. So that's the way I'd go about it. I played Cincinnati today against Mason Rudolph. Thank you. We had a question from Valentine Garcia who says, Eckler or Ridley in a full PPR flex? Oof. Look, I think that's really contingent on whether or not Trevor Lawrence is active. Even if it's like CJ Beathard, I'd probably still rather play Ridley there. I know that there's going to be a potential in which the Chargers could score a touchdown. There's no guarantee that it ends up going towards Eckler. I'm assuming it's going to be a negative game script the whole game. I just don't trust the Chargers right now, and in their current state with a backup quarterback, with no Keenan Allen. I don't trust them to move the ball. So for right now, I just play Ridley there. James Johnson says, Eckler or Nico Collins in a full PPR. I'd rather just, you know what? Let me check my rankings. Let's see. Where do I have them in comparison? Okay, so there's that. And where's Eckler? Eckler is, yeah, it's Nico Collins. Thank you, James. Appreciate it. BB says Chandler or Zeke in a full PPR. Let me see who I have ranked higher. I have Zeke ranked higher in a full PPR. Thank you. Venison H says full PPR. Kelsey, ETN, Singletary in the flex. ETN is purely I think more than anybody, I think ETN's value is going to be dictated by the presence of, most likely, yeah, the presence of whether or not we have Trevor Lawrence clear the concussion protocol. Because ETN is so touchdown dependent. So if the team is going to succeed and move the ball consistently, then sure, we'll get to a point of being able to get ETN a higher value stake there. But as for Singletary, ETN, and Kelsey, let me see where I have them ranked in a full PPR. I have Kelsey ranked the highest in a full PPR. If in fact Trevor Lawrence plays tomorrow, then I'll just play ETN there. Thank you. I prefer to start McBride at tight end. Yeah, you should. I have McBride ranked higher than Kelsey this week in a full PPR. All right, let's see here. We had a question that came in from Will Clapp who says, full PPR, need one. Wide receiver and a flex. Achane, Montgomery, Amari Cooper, Flowers. Amari Cooper and Montgomery. Thank you. Devils Mets fan says standard league quarterback Flacco, Murray, or Mullins. Yeah, I'll take Murray there out of the three. I think they're all great plays. They all have got pretty good matchups in terms of the secondaries that they're taking on not being the greatest. But I currently have it Murray, Flacco, Mullins in that order. Second question, Addison or Ridley? I'd probably play. Let's think about this. Yeah, I'd probably just play at Ridley there right now. Gung Ho Joe says, I need a boom. Projected to lose by 9. What do you think about Gibson over Henry or Bijan? No, I'm not interested in that, especially with the lack of utilization Gibson got last week against the Rams in the absence of Brian Robinson. Not interested. Give me a second. Got to do a little bit of disgusting spitting real quick because otherwise I'm not going to be able to function. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Jeez, man. My whole body is fighting against me. It's trying to kill me. All right, let's see here. So yeah, I'd rather just play Bijan and Henry there. Gung Ho Joe, you're good to go. Don't get too cute with it. Okay, let's see here. Dell the Skunky says Sam Howell or Gardner Minshew. I have Gardner Minshew ranked higher. And Deontay Johnson over Lockett. Yeah, I have Deontay Johnson over Lockett. Thank you. The issue that I have with Lockett is I honestly think there's a chance that that Drew Lock plays this weekend. GV says Lockett or Jaden Reed because of the Monday game. Let me look at the schedule real quick just so we're on the same page. NFL Week 16. So because let's see here. So Green Bay plays tomorrow morning, and then your other player was Lockett. Who plays when? Tomorrow, right? They should, yeah. Okay, you're fine. So if Jaden Reed plays tomorrow morning, then you play him. Otherwise, yeah, that's basically it. Otherwise, if he doesn't play tomorrow, you pivot. But yeah, GV, the Green Bay Packers and Carolina game is tomorrow, not Monday. As for your follow-up question, Colts or Pittsburgh defense, I'll take the Colts. Thank you. Ryan Walton says, tough situation. Who do I bench this week? PPR news. These positions filled 2 RBs, 1 tight end, 1 flex. ETN, Pollard, Brees Hall, Hawkinson, and McBride. Pollard is that RB1. McBride is the tight end 1. Oof, jeez, man. Okay. So, let me think about this. In a full PPR. Okay, so this is what I'll say. In a full PPR, for right now, let's do it this way. For right now, under the assumption that we do not have Trevor Lawrence playing tomorrow, I would bench ETN and I'd play everybody else. If it's the other way around, then you can swap out Brees Hall with ETN. Otherwise, play both tight ends and then make that swap. Obviously depending on whether or not Trevor Lawrence is active. Thank you. Let's see here. Waleed sends in a question. Says, would you sit Saquon and Njoku for Chandler and Kittle? I'd rather play Njoku over Kittle, and I like Ty Chandler over Saquon. So I'd go Njoku and Chandler, personally. Thank you. EJ Rodriguez says, full PPR, David Montgomery or Flowers? That's a good question. Kincaid or Henry? That's an interesting one. I have Henry ahead of Kincaid. As for Flowers and Montgomery, Full PPR. There's Montgomery. Where's Flowers on this list? I still have Montgomery ahead of him. So I'd go Montgomery, and then I'd go Henry. Thank you, EJ. Okay, let's see here. We had a question that came in from Chris Rosato, who says, play Boyd today or wait for either Reed or Flowers? I'd wait. Also, pick 3.5 PPR Walker, Hubbard, Connor, David Montgomery, Jacobs. Jacobs, Montgomery, and Hubbard. Actually, wait. You have Walker there as well, huh? So you go Jacobs, David Montgomery, and Walker. And I would wait to see if Reed plays tomorrow. If he doesn't, play Flowers on Monday. Thank you, Chris. KD says, need one running back and a flex. Hall, Gibbs, JT, Achan, Swift. Between the bunch there, I'd probably play Jonathan Taylor and Gibbs. Thank you, Katie. Cody Holm says Lawrence is playing. Should I start him or Baker? So is this a question of like, are we like under the assumption he plays? Because I didn't hear anything about him playing, unless it's brand new. Trevor Lawrence, 1 hour ago, clears concussion protocol, travels with the team. Okay, nice. All right, awesome. So if he's playing, I'd rather play him over Baker. Thank you. Yeah, I'd much rather play him over Baker. Man, that's very rare to have a concussion cleared within a singular week. It's very, very rare. But we'll take it. Helps for the Ridley plays. It helps for the Travis Etienne plays, all that kind of jazz. Evan Ingram, all of that. Okay, so thank you, Cody. Appreciate that. Tariq Santana says, hey, Andrew, get well soon. Full PPR. Start two out of Ridley, Chuba Hubbard, and David Montgomery. Montgomery and Ridley. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. We had a question that came in from Daniel Barnes. Daniel says, hope you feel better. I'm going to try, man. I feel terrible right now, but I'm trying my best. I appreciate it. I feel terrible. Mentally, I'm as happy as can be. Football's about to start in 28 minutes, and not even 28, 18 minutes, and we're good to go. All right, Daniel Barnes, let's see here. Would you pick up the Bears defense to play it over the Jets? That's good. Yeah, I probably would. You have Gibbs and Bijan ranked pretty close. I need to pick between the two. Now I have Bijan, but I'm second guessing. The issue that I have with Bijan is that I don't trust the coach. At least I can trust the idea that the Detroit Lions are going to score, and if they do, like they're going to at least give Gibbs an ample volume of opportunity. Like since week 10, he's been averaging 14 touches per game. Like I know that Bijan Robinson prior to last week had was moving upward in terms of touches, but the last two games he's just kind of been trotting downward, which is really unfortunate. So I'm a little bit concerned about his overall usage within the offense. So for right now, so for right now, I would go Gibbs over Bijan. And yeah, I'd be willing to pick up and play the Bears over the Jets. The Bears have caused 14 turnovers in the last 4 games, have had 12 sacks, and that kind of points can't be ignored, especially against Kyler, who threw a couple pick sixes last week. Anthony O says full PPR. I need a tight end. Isaiah Likely or Goddard. I'll take Isaiah Likely. Thank you. Sergio Torrico says half PPR. I have Debo and Sutton and Reed starting. Should I replace Reed for Pickens or Downs? No. Pickens cannot be trusted. Reed, if he plays tomorrow, is a great play. Otherwise, you can swap him out, assuming he doesn't play, for Dontavion Wicks. FF sends in a question, says standard. Who do I start? Reed, Lockett, Palmer, Myers, Josh Jacobs starting? ? Josh Jacobs should be good to go by Monday. As for your prior question, between Reed, Lockett, Palmer, Myers, it's Reed, assuming he's healthy. If not, you play Lockett there. Thank you. X Creations says Likely or Spears. I'll take Likely there. In half and full PPR. Thank you. Matthew Wallace says happy holidays. Javonte Williams or Jaden Reed? Assuming Jaden Reed's healthy by tomorrow, I'd prefer him to be in my lineup. Let's see here. Ahmed E says, "Feel better, bud. Full PPR, Montgomery or T Higgins?" Ooh, good question. Full PPR. I have T Higgins ahead of Montgomery in full PPR. Thank you, appreciate it. Chris Kreider says, "Your next pack of Nyquil is on me." Thank you, thanks. Goodness, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I've definitely been going through those. Dayquil, Nyquil, maybe. Just cleaning them out, cleaning out the shelves. Um, let's see here. I appreciate it, Chris. No question. All right, cool, man. Thank you. Much love. All right, let's see here. Gigabytes sends in a question. Gigs says, "Hi, Andrew. Sucks to see you like this. Yeah, listen, man. I'm trying to get better soon. I appreciate it. If you could start 2 wide receiver and flex full PPR, Sutton, Rice, Flowers, Reed, Collins, Hall, Taylor, Aaron Jones, Ezekiel Elliott. Happy holidays." Thank you, Gigs. Okay, let's see here. Start 2 wide receivers in a flex. The flex has to be Jonathan Taylor. The 2 wide receivers are Rashee Rice and Jaden Reed, assuming Jaden Reed plays tomorrow. If he doesn't play tomorrow, you play Sutton. So it'll be Sutton, Rice, JT, otherwise Reed, Rice, and JT. Thank you. Let's see here. What is this? Loser? L0Z3R? Loser? Loser says, Cole Kmet or Kyle Pitts this week? I prefer Cole Kmet. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Let's try to... Okay, where is... Okay, we had Loser. Then we move on to Kid Trickster, who says half PPR, Ridley, Godwin, or Chandler. Godwin out of the... Well, it's a half PPR. Let me check my rankings. In a full PPR makes it so much easier, but half PPR, that's close. Let's see, where's Chandler? Chandler's there. Yeah, I still have Godwin ahead of him slightly. Thank you. Let's see here. Jack Abel says Muth or Kraft, and pick 2 between these 2. Okay, so yes, I prefer Muth over Kraft. As for your other question, Swift, Amari, Zeke, or Achane, I'll take Swift and Amari. Thank you. Basa B says, standard, need a wide receiver 2 and a flex. Nico, Noah, Wicks, Aaron Jones, Chase Brown. Get well soon, thanks. Wide receiver and a flex. Between the following options that you have there, I don't think any are like super convincing. But okay, so let's say for example, tomorrow Reed doesn't play. The wide receiver 2 that I would play is Wicks, assuming Reed is out. And the flex that I would play is probably Aaron Jones. If Reed plays tomorrow, you play Aaron Jones in your flex still, but you would play Nico Collins as your as your wide receiver 2. Thank you, Basa. Poncho says Achane, Deontay Johnson, or McLaurin, pick 1. I got hit by Nakua on Thursday. I'm chasing. Then let's play Achane there. In that case, appreciate it. Lucky Slevin says full PPR. Pick 1 running back, 2 wide receivers. Pick 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, and 1 flex. Pollard, Cook, Montgomery, Diggs, Cooper, Isaiah Likely. Okay, so out of the bunch, the RB that I would play, the 1 RB would be James Cook. The 2 wide receivers I'd play are, they're pretty much set for you, right? You're playing Diggs and Cooper. And then you play who in the flex? Either Pollard, Montgomery, or Isaiah Likely. I'd rather just play Pollard there. If you say Pollard, am I crazy for thinking Montgomery? Pollard has a miss. Maybe he got cut off there. I don't mind playing Montgomery over Pollard. I don't mind that. If that's what you prefer, Lucky, I wouldn't talk you against it. Thank you. Let's see here. A question that came in from Hamza, who says full PPR. Pick 2 wide receivers, 1 running back, 1 flex. Ayuk Waddle, Jonathan Taylor, Montgomery, Henry, Nico. Okay, Ayuk Waddle. I mean, that sets your lineup, right? Boom, those are your two. Jonathan Taylor's your running back. Henry's your flex. Nico also, does Purdy have higher upside than Fields? Does he have higher upside? Yeah, the issue with Fields is that he's not like the 2022 version of himself. So I would say that Purdy will consistently have more potential for upside. Let's see here. Ivan Garcia says full PPR. Travis Kelce or Trey McBride? I prefer Trey McBride in a full PPR. Also, Achane or McBride? McBride. Thank you. Yeah, so if you're asking if I would start two tight ends over Achane, the question is yes, Ivan. Thank you. All right, we had a question that came in from Alex Olivas. Let's see where it went. Okay. Hey, Andrew. Full PPR, Browns, Indy, or Bengals defense, and why? Oof, man. Browns, Bengals, Indy. Okay, so Browns take on Case Keenum, Bengals take on Mason Rudolph, and Indianapolis takes on Taylor Heineke. They're all taking on backup quarterbacks. The reason why I prefer the Bengals defense is because I truly think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going in the opposite direction really fast. They're nosediving as a team as of late. So I prefer them as a whole. As for the other two, I could go either way. I just think that the Browns defense is just a little bit better as a whole. Indy does have better production in terms of fantasy. Let me see. Where do I have them ranked right now? Off the top of my head, I couldn't even tell you. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So it's Cincy 1, Indianapolis 2 because they have better fantasy production, and then the Browns 3. If you prefer to play one over the other, I wouldn't mind it. They're pretty close in the rankings. Jesus. My God, man. This is so bad. Okay, we had a question. We have a question from Garrett. I have to like find my voice. Like it's so hard to find it. Garrett says, Debo or DJ Moore at the flex this week. Yeah, I have to play Debo. It's too hard not to. Guy just scores every week too many times. 7 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Like, what do you want me to? I can't bench that. There's no way. At the flex, I have Tyreek Hill and Mike Evans in already, and pick 2 between Mostert, Mixon, Achane, Swift, and Pollard in a full PPR. Mostert and Mostert and Pollard will be the plays there. Garrett, thank you. Appreciate it. John says, start Diggs or Michael Pittman Jr. in a PR. I'll take Michael Pittman Jr. there. Thank you. Corey Olson says, feel better soon. I appreciate it. Thank you, Corey. Enemies Within says, thank you for getting me to the playoffs in 4 leagues. Thank you. No problem. Andrew Mitchell says, Merry Christmas in the semifinals. In all 3 leagues. Appreciate your analysis. Standard League, Aaron Jones or Kenneth Walker. I prefer Kenneth Walker there for sure. Especially if, in fact, AJ Dillon plays tomorrow. Which it looks like he's going to trend towards doing. Full PPR, Addison or Pollard. Drink some tea. Yeah, I mean, listen, brother. I'm getting there. But the volume of tea that I've drank and the lack of effectiveness is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm cooked. Appreciate it, though, Andrew. Appreciate it. DK sends in a question, says full PPR. Need a wide receiver and a flex. Adams, T. Higgins, or Bijan? In a full PPR, I'd rather just play Bijan and Adams and not even worry about it. Thank you. Brandon Malone says full PPR flex. Ford, Warren, Deontay Johnson. If I'm playing one of the 3, I'll play Deontay Johnson there. Try boiling spring water, lime, ginger. Yep, done that. Honey, mint. Yep. Ricola. Yep. Trust me. You know what's funny? I've done it all. But what I have is way stronger than a normal remedy would help suffice it. So I appreciate all the advice, guys. I'll keep trying. But this is, what I'm dealing with right now is the Omega. All right, let's see here. Justin sends in a question. Says, "What do you think about starting McBride in the flex over Deontay Johnson and JS?" Yes, I would play McBride in the flex in a full PPR. Sorry, over like 90% of the players this week. Over 90%. Very seldom would I find myself starting anybody else over McBride unless they're just automatic. Like, oh, these are my studs. McBride has gotten too much of a target share, too much of a yard share. He's unstoppable right now. So, yeah. As for your question, I would absolutely play him over Deontay or JSN. Absolutely. Okay, let's see here. We had a question that came in from Pride Luke. It says full PPR Diggs or DJ Moore. In a full PPR, I'd probably still play DJ Moore there against Arizona. Thank you. Lethal Jake says Matt Gay or Evan McPherson tonight. Gay is in the dome this week. Yeah, that's what I prefer. I'll take Matt Gay there. If I'm not mistaken, let's see here. Matt Gay is my number 5. Evan McPherson isn't even on this list because earlier today I saw that I think, is there going to be rain in this game? I think that at least what I saw was like a 40, 50%. Let me check. For weather report. So for week 16, it says 42% chance of rain. I don't know if that'll even keep up. Is there anything else that has weather? The only other game that has weather concerns this weekend is the Chiefs. Yeah, I'll just play Matt Gay there. They play indoors in Atlanta. I just prefer to do that. Let me go ahead and change the rankings back to quarterback and tight end, just so if anybody had any questions regarding that. Let's see here. We had a question that came in from. Okay, so that was your first question, Lethal Jake. Thank you. Your second question. Start one running back, one wide receiver, one flex. Eckler, Chandler, Palmer, Reed, London. Okay. Chandler's your RB. Reed is your wide receiver. Do I have Eckler ahead of London in a full PPR? No, I have London ahead of him. So I would go Chandler, Reed, London. If in fact Reed does not play tomorrow, well, no, because he plays tonight. So, damn. So here's the thing, Lethal Jake. If in fact Dontavion Wicks is available, he would be the pickup in order to play over Jaden Reed. But if that is not available, then we just probably can't even make a move. And you'd probably just have to play Eckler, Chandler, and flex Reed or London tomorrow. But if you have the ability to pivot with Dontavion Wicks tomorrow, then I'm benching both the Chargers tonight. Thank you. Dan Sack says full PPR. Pick 2, Chandler, Connor, Warren, Deontay Johnson. Chandler's number 1, and Deontay Johnson's 2. Those are the 2 I'd play. Sven Dragon says 0.25 PPR. McBride or Sam Laporta? 0.25 PPR. I'd probably just play Sam Laporta there, just for touchdown upside. He has the higher version of it. Higher potential for touchdown upside. Thomas sends in a question. Says DK, Brees Hall, JT. Between the 3, I'd rather play JT. Thanks. All right, let's see here. By the way, the camera turning off is not unintentional. It is 100% intentional. It's me pretty much either spitting into a water bottle or me blowing my nose because I'm in shambles. Okay, just so we're all aware. Thanks. After Thomas's question, we had left-handed redhead who says standard league Browning or Fields. I prefer Fields by a long shot in a standard league. 2 running backs out of the following: Swift, Barkley, Connor. I'll take Swift and Barkley, thanks. With Lawrence upgraded, Ridley or Higgins? With Lawrence going, I'd rather play Ridley over Higgins. Thank you. Steelers also missing safeties, cornerback and linebacker. Yep, I know that. Yeah, I'd just play Ridley there. I think the matchup against Tampa Bay is just, it's too good across the board. Mike sends in a question, says 8-team half PPR flex. I'm in the finals. Need a flex this week. Okay. I have Flowers starting. And on the bench, I have Zeke, Edwards, Jacobs, Chandler, and McBride. Ooh, okay. In a half PPR. Let me think about this for a second. So I would say that, assuming that, in a half PPR, I think I would want to play Josh Jacobs there. That's who I would want to play. Yeah. I want to play Josh Jacobs. So that's the direction I lean towards. Thank you. If not Jacobs, I would pivot to play McBride. Terry R. My goodness. Terry R. sends in a question, says K9, Zeke, Adams, or Chuba. It's probably Kenneth Walker in a half PPR standard, Adams in a full PPR. Actually, you know what? Kenneth Walker in all 3 formats. I'm not even going to fuck with it. It's fine. ETN or Ty Chandler. Because of Trevor Lawrence being active, I'll take ETN there. Chicago or Green Bay? I prefer to play Chicago's defense. Green Bay sucks. Their defense is awful. Joe Barry is just an absolute, We buy homes. Sends in a question. Says standard flex question. T. Higgins, Godwin, Ridley, Pacheco, K9, ETN, Saquon. If I'm flexing one of these options, we buy homes, I would play Pacheco easily. Thank you. That's my favorite play of the bunch by far. Francis Sun says full PPR, pick 2, Chandler, Achane, Addison. Chandler and Achane would be the 2 plays. I like the home run ability there. Joe Boggs says AJ Brown and I think Waddle are locked in, but I need a RB2 and then 2 flex options. Jonathan Taylor, Pacheco, Gibbs, Hall, Mostert, Ayuk, half PPR. In a half PPR, I think I'd have to play Mostert, JT, and Pacheco. I have to. Especially with Zach Moss out, I'm 100% going to play JT there. Mostert's too good. He has, 7 touchdowns in the last 4 games? And Pacheco is going to be at a full capacity, especially considering McKinnon's out. So Pacheco, JT, and Mostert. Oh, you need 2 running backs and 2 flex. Okay, so to expand upon it, I'd also play Gibbs there as well. So JT, Pacheco, Mostert, Gibbs, J Boggs. Deb C says, desperate at running back, Roschon Johnson, Deontay Foreman, Hunt, Charbonnet, Justice Hill. I'd rather play Roschon out of the bunch. Deontay Foreman was limited at practice, was dealing with an injury. Thank you. Ashley says, quick, do I pick up Higgins and play over Waddle? No. Play Waddle this week. Thank you. Oh, it's already 1:30. Apologies, guys. Sorry. I'm going to just answer out whatever questions are left here, and then I'm going to pack it in. And I'll probably be back tomorrow. I feel so lousy. It's ridiculous. Okay. Let's see here. Dragon Slayer says Higgins over DK, Rice, or Adams. Sorry for getting to the question late. I would say no to all 3 of those. Hubbard or Achane? I'd rather play Hubbard. Little Boy Blue sent in another question. Let's see if I can find it. Forgot to include I have McBride as well regarding Kyler. Okay, yeah, you're good to go. I just play Kyler there. I just prefer him overall. Little boy, thank you. Jeremy Morrow says full PPR with Reek questionable. And if he doesn't play, do I play Devontae Smith or Ridley? And which defense do I play, Bills or Broncos? I would rather play the Bills are my number one defense, so I play them. As for Devontae Smith and Ridley, I'd probably just play Ridley there. I'm moving him up a pretty considerable margin now that Trevor Lawrence is good to go. Javonte or Jaden Reed? If Jaden Reed's healthy tomorrow, I play him. Thank you. Evan sends in a question, says, brother, hope you feel better. I appreciate you. Yeah, me too. Drink some hot lemonade? Yeah, that's going to kill me, Constantino. Let's see here. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 2 flex. What does it say? Rashad White. Okay. So I'm just going to name the players that I'd play there. Evan Sellis. The 2 running backs I would play are Rashad White and Zeke. The 2 wide receivers I'd play are Amari Cooper and Deebo Samuel. I would play McBride as your tight end. And in a full PBR, I would probably flex likely. And I would play the I'd play the Broncos over the Browns defense. Thank you. J Max says Ridley or Chuba Hubbard. In a full PPR, I'd rather play Ridley. Trevor Lawrence cleared concussion protocol, so I'm not too worried about it anymore there, J Max. Thanks. Matthew Schultz says full PPR. Pick 2, Hall, Swift, Chandler, Zeke. Let me see why I've ranked highest. Full PPR. Hall, Swift, Chandler, Zeke. Hall, Swift, Chandler, Zeke. Yeah, it's Hall and Swift are my highest ranked in a full PPR. Thank you. Let's see here. Stromp City Ram says half PPR. Amari, Ridley, or Zeke. Amari Cooper would be the play. I'm starting Laporta and McBride. Played Puka and Kamara. Okay, cool. At least Puka carried for Kamara's lack of production. Bobbert's World says full PPR, Conklin or Everett. I prefer Everett. Brandon DeCoste says full PPR, Thielen or Wicks. I'd rather play Wicks. Also, Bears or Jets. I'd rather play the Bears defense. Okay, guys. That's it. I'm going to close it out. I appreciate it. Go enjoy the game. I'll be back tomorrow. Probably not at 7 a.m. because I won't be able to wake up by then because my brain will explode. But I'll probably be back tomorrow morning at 8. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe at 8 a.m. 8 to 10, 2-hour stream. I think I can muster that up. We went for about an hour and 5 minutes. So yeah, I think I could probably muster up another hour and then we'll see. Okay. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys. Appreciate the patience. I'm gonna try to feel goodness, man. I'm gonna try to feel better by tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Best of luck. Much love. And until tomorrow, I'm gonna cue the music and I'll see you guys. That's not it. Where is it?